Diddly dongly do. It's Ishingloo. I'm gonna be upfront about the fact that I've written all of this down because I've been kind of thinking about this all day and I've been getting it down on my phone. I've been kind of typing my thoughts in and I have them all together and I don't want to lose track, so I'm gonna be glancing down this way a little bit to read off my script, and I'm not gonna cut this video up because I think I'm just gonna present it raw, okay? So I guess you guys know what this video is about, and to be honest, I'm not sure why I, of all people, am recording this, because I have an awful track record of not being able to muster any sincere emotions when trying to pay respects to important people who have passed away. Case in point, James Horner, the film composer of not only Titanic, but a ton of other amazing films, who passed away in a plane crash a couple of years ago. Upon hearing the news of his death, I was left feeling very empty, actually. And it wasn't because I didn't recognize his importance, or personally feel like the music world, didn't suffer an immense loss. I did! But one thing I've always been really bad about was finding the right level of respect to pay to someone. When it comes to important people, I choke. Let me give you another example. After I sang the finals of an Idol-style competition in university, I was approached by Marvin Hamlish. If you don't know who that is, he's an EGOT, meaning he has at least one of each Academy Award, an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. And he was famous for A Chorus Line. It's a musical. You can look it up. All right, so he's in the audience, and he approaches me, and I freeze. And I'm like, "Oh, Marvin Hamlish. Ah, yes. Lovely to meet you. My family's waiting for me over there. See you later." I blew it! I blew him off. He was my in. I wanted to sing for a living. And, he passed away like a year or two later. When that happened, I had the same awkward feeling. I was devastated, but I also felt like I couldn't say anything about it. And maybe it was me not being able to get over the worst meeting a celebrity situation in history. But I was speechless as well. So I have weird anxiety about big people. And as for why, maybe I can talk about that in another video. So, TotalBiscuit. Of course I knew who TotalBiscuit was, but for a lot of his golden years when I was in university and in the years immediately following, I was actually trying very hard to distance myself from gaming. I could go on and on about why and how, but the end result was that TotalBiscuit and a lot of gaming YouTubers were side characters in my life. After college, I got into the musician rat race, where I got a day job while I worked towards my musical goals. And to be honest, I was BSing myself. Music was, is, and always will be an amazing part of my life, but I had sort of lost touch with it, and I was trying to get into an area that I actually had very little interest in retrospect. And I am reconnecting with the real musical me, which is good. But anyway, during that whole time, no matter what happened, and no matter how hard I tried to get away and focus and write music and stuff, I kept on falling back into watching YouTube videos. So watching Let's Plays and watching the odd TotalBiscuit video here and there. And it had never actually occurred to me to try and make YouTube videos at the time. Actually, I never picked up video games myself again until I started posting video game videos to my personal channel last fall. Yeah, it's a long time. I didn't get back into video games until I started making videos about video games. And maybe I haven't hit it big, but it doesn't matter to me right now. I've already touched more people's hearts playing video games on my channel than I did half-assing my way to LA while bussing in a restaurant and sucking at it. So that was 5 years or more of my life of me trying really hard to not be into video games because I was an old art fart pretending to be too good for them. Which brings me back to TotalBiscuit. I found out that he didn't have much time not long ago at all, but I expected him to be around for another couple of months. And I saw his update on Reddit, and in retrospect I feel as if he was sugarcoating his condition quite a bit. And this is the part where I go into all the ways TotalBiscuit has affected me, right? Well, actually, reading all the comments random people have left on Reddit and Twitter over the past couple of weeks about it, and watching lots of YouTubers share their feelings and watching people cry, watching people discuss how important and significant he was. That's what hits me the hardest. Because I think I get it, you know? He demanded that video games be taken seriously. That's why people are losing it. And I didn't expect to be hit so hard by his passing away, because I've never have been hit hard like this before. I'm not bawling my eyes out or anything, nor do I have enough history actively caring about his videos and being a part of his community to really do justice to a tribute video or I guess I can't say that, a reaction video. That's terrible. You get it. But I've never been so stupefied like this. And the reason why is that he seems to have been the person I wish I could have been a long time ago. Someone who, instead of trying to slip into the draft of somebody or something else's responsibility, charges in headfirst and announces, "This matters. This is important. It's serious and we should care about it." And that's never been me. You know, it's not like James Horner or Marvin Hamlish weren't the same kind of people. I'm sure they were, and they charged in headfirst, and they were huge pioneers in their fields, and it's not like I didn't care. I cared immensely, but I assumed their greatness because they were both composers, and that's what I was trying to do, and I already knew that was great, so it made things awkward for me. I know I'm not presenting myself well. But I guess what I'm trying to say is video games were something that I was rather too arrogant to acknowledge as something amazing for a very long time, and that's crazy. I have a long life history with video games I might share one day, but they have always been a big part of my life, whether I care to admit it or not. TotalBiscuit championed something that I couldn't champion for myself, and realizing perhaps too late how important he was to the community for it. That's a life lesson for me. It's a life lesson for me to, I guess, not kid myself. So, even though I haven't always been there, and even though I kind of feel awkward making this because I feel like I haven't earned it, you know? That's an awful feeling. The feeling that you haven't earned the right to care about somebody because you see how much more other people seem to care about it. And it's such a terrible feeling. And I know that I don't want to make this about me, but I think that a lot of people have this feeling all the time. But I guess he's the one that's teaching me the lesson of not giving a crap. Not trying so hard to pick up the crumbs of someone else's pioneering, someone else's trailblazing. Just to stand somewhere. And I guess he was well known for being rather stubborn, right? But, you know, coming from someone like me, like that's a trait that I really wish I could have a bit more of. So, I guess it's kind of hard to say, but thanks. Even though I feel like I haven't earned the right to say thank you. Thank you. Rest in peace, and best wishes to your family and everyone around you.